The Cleveland Browns, for whatever reason, they match up well against the Baltimore Ravens. They beat the shit out of them earlier, 40-25, in a game that wasn't even as close as that score was indicative. And today, they had a chance to go in the halftime down or up 6-0 with a competent head coach. Because what a competent head coach would have done in that situation, knowing the Ravens had no timeouts left, they would have run the clock down, run the ball instead of passing the ball, and they would have just went into halftime up 6-0. But an incompetent coach named Freddie Kitchens, he tries a halfback pass. He doesn't know what he's doing. Gets the ball back to Baltimore. Subsequently, 3 or 4 plays later, they score. And then, rather than rest on your laurels and go down 7-6, instead of being up 6-0, you're down 7-6. You get the ball back with like a minute left. They have no timeouts. Run. Go to halftime. But not Freddie. Freddie continues to throw the ball. Consequently, they get the ball back and they score another touchdown. So they go to halftime. Instead of being down 6-0, they go into halftime up 14-6. You see, the incompetence of Freddie QW Kitchens has cost the Browns 14 points. The final score was 31-15. Take away them 14 points, the Ravens are up 17-15. We're going in for a game-winning field goal at the end of the game to win. You see where I'm coming from? The Freddie factor, the incompetence factor, put this team behind the 8 ball. The play calling was atrocious once again. The players on the sideline, specifically Odell Beckham Jr., hating on Freddie Kitchens. You know why? You know what Odell's saying to him there? He says, I was open week 1, I was open week 2, I've been open all week. Why the fuck am I getting the ball? Freddie Kitchens has no clue on how to get his playmakers the ball downfield. None. It was all Ken Zampese last year. That little tidbit Bob Wiley said earlier in the season that Ken Zampese did all the work, and us Browns fans says, nah, he didn't do nothing. That's how Wiley mad because he got fired. Well, as luck would have it, Ken Zampese, as evidence of the offense this year, did all the work. Baker Mayfield has been behind the 8 ball with a fucking fat-faced slob running backs coach trying to teach him the ropes. Imagine this, getting your first pick in the draft, showing him how to play quarterback as a running back coach. As a guy who played quarterback at Alabama in 1800s, who ran the ball more effective than he threw the ball. He's going to teach our young quarterback how to play the position properly. He can't even teach the only course this guy can teach is an etiquette school on how to shove fucking food up your fat fucking face. This guy had no business being a head coach. The Cleveland Browns could have beat the Baltimore Ravens today, and consequently why, after watching that game, a well-coached team will beat the Ravens in the playoffs. There's a system to beat the Ravens, and it's easy to do if you have the proper coaching and a little more talent than Cleveland has. You can do it. But there's nobody, and I mean nobody, in Cleveland's offense would have any type of success because Freddie Kitchens is a cancer. And the longer he remained head coach of this team, the cancer spread. And you can see players towards the last couple of weeks starting to hate on Kitchens. See, when you're a player in football, you know the problem. You know it's coaching, and you know why you're struggling. It ain't you. You don't look in the mirror and say, yeah, I'm just not doing the job. You look down the sidelines, and you see a fat-faced fucking slob that's never called plays before until last year, and you say, that's the fucking problem. You get rid of that guy. Then you get a head coach in there that should have got in here last year, but for some reason, John Dorsey, maybe Jimmy Haslam wanted Kitchens, I don't know. But for some reason, he hired Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens spotted the Ravens 14 points. We should have been up 6-0 at halftime. Instead, we're down 14-6. We lose the game 31-15 because Freddie, and by the way, he went for a 2-point conversion with like 8 minutes left. I have no problem with that. It's one of the rare things I found that he did right. They should have had it. The guy was a good thrower. They should have had it. The problem with that is you're as bad as Freddie Kitchens. Everything you do is going to be second guessed. I actually don't like that call. But everything else this guy's done all year, it's horrible. It's over. They got to get rid of Freddie, and they need a head coach. We should have kept. I didn't want Greg Williams last year. I said it was all Baker Mayfield and Freddie Kitchens. Boy, was I wrong. That's why I'm not paid to evaluate talent in the NFL. Because this had nothing to do with Baker Mayfield and Freddie Kitchens. By the way, Daniel Jones is having a pretty productive rookie year. He's going to break your record if he throws 5 TDs, I think, next week. And he's only played like 12 games. So, Baker, maybe you have to just draw back on running your mouth. This isn't high school no more. And actually learn how to play the game properly. I still believe it. Believe it or not, as bad as Mayfield has looked this year, I look at him and I see a franchise quarterback. Problem is, I see a guy regressing under the tutelage and guidance of Freddie Kitchens. If he had a proper head coach, I think his second year would have been incremental jumps over his first year. But subsequently, and I love that word, by the way, his second year has been a fucking disaster. And people are saying, well, you guys are 6 and it's going to be 7 and 9 if you beat Ball. I mean, you were 0 and 16 a few years ago. We didn't have talent a few years ago. Now we have a ton of talent, just poor coaching. There are some players on that team, but they're not coached well. Anyway, I wish we would have stuck with Sashi Brown. I'll tell you why. Sashi Brown was trying to get. He was trying to trade up to get Patrice Mahomes, and we didn't get him. We probably should have drafted him before Myles Garrett, but whatever. John Dorsey's fucked everything up. By the way, that Austin Corbett guy, he's starting tackle or starting guard for the Rams. He's playing well. Couldn't play well in Cleveland, huh? Coaching.